Hello everyone, welcome back to my classroom. I want to make a special video for you today. Today's my video is for midterm of AP Calculus AP class. Most of American students have midterm next week. That's why I try to make a good review video. I really hope so. I really hope that this video can help you midterm next week. Let's start from number 1 to 5. Just to find the derivative dy over dx of a given function. Number 1, y equals x fifth tangent x. It is product rule, right? uv whole thing's derivative equals u prime v plus uv prime. So this part is u, and then tangent x part is v. So what is y prime? Derivative of first part, derivative x to the fifth power is 5, x to the fourth, that's u prime, v is tangent x, and then plus u, v prime is tangent x derivative secant squared x, secant squared x. So what is the answer? C is the answer. Number 2, y equals 2 minus x over x 3x plus 1. It is quotient rule. What is quotient rule? U over v prime is equal to u prime v minus uv prime over v square. This part is u part, the bottom part is v part. By this formula, u prime, derivative of 2 minus x, which is negative 1 because any number's derivative is 0, negative x derivative is negative 1, right? U prime v is 3x plus 1, minus u is 2 minus x, times v prime, 3x plus 1, derivative is 3, all over 3x plus 1 square. You can simplify numerator, negative 3x, and then negative 1, and then negative 3 times 2 is negative 6, negative is positive 3x. These two cancel out. What is left? Just negative 7 is left in the top, then bottom is 3x plus 1 squared. So A is the answer. Number 3. Number 3 looks like a square root of 3 minus 2x, okay? 3 minus 2x. What is the derivative of square root of x? That formula is 1 over 2 root x. So basically you can use that. So y prime is 2 over square root 3 minus 2x. But this function has inside the function, which is 3 minus 2x. By the chain rule, we have to multiply it by inside the function's derivative, which is negative 2 in this case. Then, what is the answer? Negative 2 times 2 is what? Negative 4. No. This is 1 over 2. This is 2 cross out. Negative 1 over square root 3 minus 2x. That is the answer. So what is the answer? B. Yeah, B is the answer. Number 4. Y equals 2 over 5x plus 1 cubed. I want to change this 2 times 5x plus 1 negative third power. And then find the derivative of that function. So negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. And then 5x plus 1. N is negative 3. So by the formula power rule, negative 3 minus 1 is negative 4. And then by the chain rule, we have to multiply it by inside the function's derivative, which is 5 in this case. So negative 30 over 5x plus 1 to the fourth. Negative 30 over negative 30 times 5x plus 1 to the negative fourth. So B is the answer. Number 5, y equals ln e to the x over e to the x minus 1. What is the formula for ln x derivative? ln x prime is 1 over x, right? This whole part is x part. So y prime is what? Reciprocal of that fraction form. So e to the x minus 1 over e to the x. Basically, that is 1 over x part. But by the trainer, we have to multiply it by inside the function's derivative. This is inside the function part, right? So that part is quotient rule. U prime v e to the x derivative is just e to the x, same thing. U prime v minus u v prime over v square. And then you have to wisely close out. E to the x minus 1, e to the x minus 1 cancel out. E to the x, e to the x, e to the x cancel out. What is left? E to the x minus 1 minus e to the x over e to the x minus 1 is left. And then these two cancel out. So your final answer is what? Negative 1 over e to the x minus 1. So C is the answer. Number 6. Limit as h approaches to 0, 1 plus h is 6 power minus 1 over h is. What about I change this like this? Limit h approaches to 0, 1 plus h, 6 powers minus 1 to the 6 powers over h. This is exactly the same form of definition of derivative, right? What is the definition of f prime of a? Limit definition of f prime of a is limit h approaches to 0, f of a plus h minus f of a over h. In this case, what is a? So 1 plus h to the 6 powers, right? So the formula is f of a plus h, but there is 1 plus h. That means a equals 1. And then f of a plus h is 1 plus h to 6 power, right? Which means f x is going to be x to 6 powers. Okay? And then they ask you f prime of 1. F prime of 1. Because this is the definition of f prime of a, right? So f prime of x equals what? By power, 6 times x to the 5th. That's why f prime of 1 is 6. So C is the answer. Number 7, fx is given, looks like that. Which of the following, these statements are true? Check first statement first. Limit fx as x approaches to 1 exists. I think that's true because x approaches to 1, that doesn't mean x is not 1. It's just approaching to 1, right? To find the limit value of that function, we're going to use first function for x square minus 4 over x minus 1. Limit x approaches to 1. It's 0 over 0 form. So how can you solve that? Factor, cancel out, plug in the number again. So factor first, okay? Factor numerator 4 times x squared minus 1, so x plus 1, x minus 1, right? Then x minus 1, cross out, plug in number 1 again. That result is gonna be 8, which means limit exists, but it is not continuous at x equals 1 because at x equals 1 function value is what? 4. F of 1 is 4. But these two values is not equal to each other. Okay, for a function to be continuous at a point, so limit value at that point should be equal to function value at a point. So 8 is not equal to 4. That means it is not continuous. So 2 is wrong. This continuous function cannot be differentiable, right? So automatically number 3 is wrong. Only 1 is true. So B is the answer. Next problem, number 8. the function fx x to the 2/3 power, which means cube root x squared. The graph looks like that. If x is 0, y is 0. X is 1, y is 1. But what about x is negative 1? Still 1. So it looks like this. If x is 8, y is 2, x is negative 2. If x is negative 2, that's the cube root to 4. X is positive 2, that's cube root to 4 as well. It's symmetric about the y-axis. What about this point? This point is cusp. At cusp or corner, right? Function is not differentiable. So derivative function doesn't exist. So f prime of 0 doesn't exist. E is the answer. Okay. Number 9 to 16, we have to use this table. Okay, this table is given number 9 first. A is f plus 2g. Then what is a prime of 3? A prime of 3 means f prime of 3 plus 2 times g prime of 3. Because a is f plus 2g. What is f prime of 3? It is 4 plus 2 times g prime of 3 is negative 1. So 2 is the answer, B. Number 10, B equals fg. So B prime is what? B prime is f prime g plus f g prime. Yeah, product, right? So we're going to find the B prime of 2. So what is f prime of 2? F prime of 2 is 3 times, what is G2? G2 is 1. And then F2 is 5 times G prime of 2, negative 2. That is negative 7. So B is the answer. And then number 11, DE is 1 over G. So how can you find the D prime? That is G to the negative 1 powers prime. N is negative 1, so by the power n times x to the n minus 1, negative 2 powers. But it is not x, it is g, another function, right? So you have to multiply by the function's derivative by chain rule. So it asks you the prime of 1, so you can find that 1 for that, right? So negative g prime of 1 over g1's square. G prime of 1 is negative 3. So negative 3 over g1. g1 is 3. So 3 square, which is 1/3. So E is the answer. Number 12. Number 12 asks you h prime 3, but hx is given. Hx is square root of f of x. So h prime is what? 1 over 2 square root of fx times f prime of x by chain rule. We have to find h prime of 3. So we need f prime of 3 over 2 times square root f3. So what is f3 and f prime of 3? Let's go back to the table. f3 is what? f3 is 10. f3 is 10. Then f prime of 3 is 4. f3 is 10. f prime of 3 is 4. 10, 4. 10, 4. That is equal to 4 over 2 times square root 10. 2 over square root 10. So D is the answer. And then kx is f over g. So k prime of x equals what? By the quotient rule, f prime g minus f g prime over g square. So it asks you g k prime of 0. So f prime of 0 times g0 minus f0 times g prime of 0 over g0 squared. Okay, let's go back to the table. At x equals 0, f prime in g first. F prime in g, 1 and 5, 1 and 5, 1 and 5. So this is 1, this is 1, this is 5. And then now we need minus f0 g prime of 0, f and g prime. We need f and g prime. F is 2, g prime is 4. Negative 4, g negative 4, g negative 4. So this is, 2 negative 4, 2 negative 4. Then g0 was 5, right? So 5 square. Woo! What is that value? 5 plus 8 over 25? 13 over 25, which is C is the answer. Okay, number 14. Number 14. Number 14, mx equals f of g of x. What is m prime of 1? So m prime of 1, m prime is f prime of gx, and then times g prime of x by chain rule, Okay, so m prime of 1 is what? M prime of 1 is f prime of g1 times g prime of 1. So we need g1 and g prime of 1 first. g1 is 3, g prime of 1 is negative 3. 3 and negative 3. 3 and negative 3. So it's f prime. This part is 3. This part is negative 3. 3 and negative 3. Then f prime of 3. Okay, we need f prime of 3. In the table, f prime of 3 is 4. 4, yeah. Then f prime of 3 is 4. So that's 4 times negative 3. So negative 12. So A is the answer. A is the answer. Number 15. As x equals f inverse of x, what is s prime of 3? So we have to find that f inverse functions derivative 3, right? By the formula, it's 1 over f prime f inverse of 3. That's the formula derivative functions. Inverse functions derivative formula, right? So we need to find f prime of f inverse 3 first. F inverse 3. Let's go back to the table. F inverse of 3. Look at this. When x equals 1, fx is 3. So f of 1 is what? 3. That means f of inverse of 3 is what? 1, because inverse function means what? X and Y switched, right? So f inverse 3 is 1 because f1 is 3. F inverse 3 is 1. So it's 1 over f prime of 1. So what is f prime of 1? F prime of 1 is 2. Here it is, 2. So it is 1 over 2. What is the answer? D is the answer. Okay, from the next video, okay, I'm going to solve number 16 through 33. The next video. Okay, see you soon.